not?
That way people can get to bed at a respectable hour.
I appreciate that.
I
It's
I
been a
do.
very busy month.
Summer's flying by.
Good riddance.
Summer. It's like 55 degrees here
Um,
with fog and like I can feel it on my
Really?
face. Oh
I'm
yeah.
so jealous.
Crazy.
It's been above 90 here for over a month now. It's been unbearable.
yeah, it's
We we
oppressive.
we call it no sky July because you never see the sky.
Oh. Yeah,
Interesting.
I'm quite shocked Ben is wearing a shirt. I mean,
Well, we moved and we're in the new place, which is much larger. I'm in my own room now, my podcast.
congrats.
And this air conditioner that you cannot hear apparently is quite chilly. And I was like, ooh, the girls will be at attention if I don't wear a shirt. Next time, I've got new Madonna tank tops that I bought and I haven't debuted them.
Debut.
Something to look forward to, kids.
Mm.
Tony, whenever you're ready.
All right. And you're listening to MLVC, the Madonna podcast, your place for all things Madonna, Louise, Veronica, Ciccone. Hey guys, it's Tony.
Hi, I'm Jason Lee. I'm excited to talk about Veronica Electronica.
Well, kids, it's here at last. The official appendix of Ray of Light, Veronica Electronica. And I, Ben, your poet and author and editor, am here in its defense.
And hey, everybody, it's Stefan. Welcome to another episode of MLVC. This love affair is over. Uh, Before we jump into our topic of Veronica Electronica, obviously we've got a bunch of stuff to talk about. Do you want to do a little personal round robin? Tony, how was your vacation?
It was good. It was my first vacation in 3 years. It was in Provincetown. I got to run into a lot of people from New York and some from San Francisco who I never see here, but I got to see them there. And yeah, I ate nothing but seafood and oysters and lobster rolls, and it was Bear Week. Oh my. And yeah, it was good. And now I'm back to work and yeah,
Yeah,
thank
those
you.
vacations fly by, don't they?
Hmm.
You're like living life, and then all of a sudden it's like, and back to go. Here we go.
Yeah, then you're like stuck on a layover in Chicago wondering what happened to your life.
Crying over overpriced peanuts or trail mix or something,
Hmm.
Oh God. Ben, tell us about the world of poetry. Your second book is sold out, I've heard.
Oh, my third.
Oh,
So, as
sorry.
everybody knows, I've had
Get
Sorry.
it right.
three books come out this year, and the latest one is, oh, you can't
Hold
see
it
it
in front of
because
your head. Hold it in front of your head. Yeah,
it's
I
not
still
going to,
can't see it. I still
whatever.
can't see it.
It's Stiff Wrist, and it's a British press. So, anybody in Britain, you can get it at all the bookstores in London. It's about being gay and getting old and figuring out how you're going to deal with it. There's a little Madonna in there and some other stuff. And I'm not in my usual Madonna attire because I rushed to this episode from a poetry reading where I sold out. So that was kind of cool.
We're all clapping and snapping.
Yes.
Yes. Right. It's
Flipping back into
poetry snaps,
artist.
right?
Yeah. After work eating me alive for a year and now moving into the new place, it's a joy to slip back into artistic endeavor.
She's
Yeah.
tired.
Mm.
But she looks rested.
Yes, but she looks fabulous.
Yes, that MDNA skincare routine is really paying off.
Okay.
And Jason, I spy with my little eye some fancy new merch. What's that merch you've got going on
Do
those
we love
titties? On
this?
those
It
titties.
is it is true Instagram advertisement at its best because I saw it. I don't know if anybody else sees these Madonna t-shirts
Well, talk us through
online.
in case people are listening.
Hmm.
Yeah, oh yeah. So it's basically a Madonna photo, a recent one, probably off of her Instagram, I think.
I think it is.
And it's her in rollers, which I love.
Very hair appropriate.
I'm a hairdresser, so it makes a lot of sense. And
Yeah.
I love new Madonna on t-shirts.
Yeah.
Very rare.
Yeah, it looks good. And the fit, because it's basically like a parking lot t-shirt. I mean, you just picked it up
Yeah.
off some
I, I had no clue
reprinter.
how I had no clue how it was gonna fit, but it fits pretty okay.
Yeah. Well, same thing. I'm wearing a parking lot t-shirt version of the Madonna "Who's That Girl" t-shirt, which is basically like the True Blue photo session that she did. Um, it's not vintage, but it fits perfect, and
One of
I
my favorite photos.
yeah, I love it. She looks
Mm.
gorgeous on it. And I also got an "I'm Breathless" t-shirt because as I've mentioned on the podcast, there was a move that happened many years ago, and in that move from my childhood home, many of my original Madonna T-shirts got thrown away. So I have been sort of trying to replace those T-shirts ever since. And thanks to the lovely people who are always trying to make a quick buck, there's reprints of some of the "I'm Breathless" artwork out there. So I got an "I'm Breathless" T-shirt, and the reason I got that was because Seth Green, who was on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, wore an "I'm Breathless" T-shirt to the premiere of the new "I Know What You Did Last Summer" movie.
Mhm.
And as soon as I saw that, I was like, "This was my sign to get an "I'm Breathless" T-shirt." Thank you, Seth Green. I will do that. So I got not the one he's wearing, but it's it's the comic book version of Breathless, which I love. But yeah, did anyone see the "I Know What You Did Last Summer" movie?
No,
Oh.
I heard it was like really bad.
Eh, it's good for nostalgia, like Jennifer. I was glad Jennifer Love Hewitt was in it.
Hmm.
It's no Scream franchise. We'll put it that
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Stay for the end credits though. Uh, and yesterday I had the privilege of seeing Diplo spin for the very first time.
Nice.
I he did the first of his Diplo runs. He's doing a bunch this year. Philly was the first. I did not run. I was half jogging, half fast walking because it was hot as a mother effer out there, and I was like, I am not dropping dead of a heart attack at a Diplo run. So I was pacing myself in the heat, and then A-Track spun, and then Diplo spun, and even though I wore my Madonna Rio t-shirt and I was right up front trying to get his attention, he did not see me and he did not play Madonna. So sad face, Diplo, because you promised me when I saw you in Philly a couple months ago that you would play me Madonna, and he did not. So shame on him.
I'm sure that once he
Cancel
hears
him.
this, he will, get back to you and apologize.
Exactly.
You will
Exactly.
course correct.
I
Yes.
know. Well, and I had brought a flash drive with Liberty's album on it in case he needed a new song to remix. I was like, you can remix one of Liberty's songs, and it didn't happen.
You should have took a cassette.
Yeah, next
Old school.
just chucked it
Yeah.
up on the stage. Diplo. Uh, well, there's plenty of goings on in the Madonna verse, and since Liberty's not here, she'll take us there. Uh, though, don't just stand there. Let's get to it. It's time for a little This Week in Ciccone. Let's start off. I mean, Madonna's very skint these days with posts, so we can't talk about too much, but she did a 90s inspired birthday party for her friend Maha Dakil Jackson, which Jason, who is that?
I believe she's an agent with CAA, or she has a lot to do with big celebrities in movies and stuff. She's always has to do with something like that. So I'm not exactly sure what her role is, but she's very involved in the Hollywood scene, and I think she's like one of Madonna's best friends.
Yes, but they did a 90s inspired party, and I thought Madonna looked kind of good. Did we all see those pictures? She looked kind of fierce.
Hmm.
We're
She,
little shoulder pad action.
she looked amazing. She was wearing a suit. She had like her hair kind of pulled back to the side. She was given full 90s in her own way. I thought she looked beautiful.
Yeah, it was
She's
kind of
looking
like a
great these days. Isn't she looking amazing? I think she's looking amazing these
Yeah,
days.
it was very Rebecca in the courtroom. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, ish.
yeah.
The hair was a little better than that. It was the body of evidence hair was a little matronly, but I thought she was kind of looking Vogue-ish in that, like
Yeah,
Vogue video in those
Hmm.
pictures. I thought, which was kind of nice. Like express yourself Vogue, but yeah, I love the look. Shame on her for hanging out with Dave Chappelle. That's all I have to say. Um, we don't need to go there. But Madonna is currently in London. She posted some more photos with her and Stuart Price, and it looks as if they're still working on the Confessions sequel. So if you thought you were going to get a Song of the Summer from Madonna, not this year, kids. Not this year. Um, what do we think about the Confessions sequel? What are our thoughts? Anyone?
I mean,
It'll
I'm
come
laughing.
out when she's done.
Yeah, I mean, I'm echoing that. I mean, I'm laughing at all the people that thought it was going to come out this year because,
Same.
you know, um,
So
it would.
you don't think it's going to come out at all in 2025?
I
No.
don't think so. There would be a lead up, or there would be like some concrete. She loves to reveal what's coming up when it's coming up. It just feels like this is very early recording phase.
So you don't think there's a chance that we will get anything in time for the 20th anniversary of Confessions this November? No? Ben's shaking
Maybe
his
the
head no.
single. Maybe the single.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a single would be great, but I don't know. It doesn't.
I said the other day in the group chat, this whole weird phase reminds me of erotica, which they started writing and recording in early 91. And then she went off to make the movie and then was shooting the sex book. Then she goes back the following summer of 92 to finish the album. So maybe this is like the second round where they're finishing the album. And you could tell the songs that were recorded in the first part
Hmm.
of
Mm-hmm.
erotica from the songs that were darker, grimier, clubbier from the second part. So I actually would be interested to see if this album actually ends up being like erotica 2.0 versus confessions 2.0. Especially I keep going back to Stewart's mixtape that he released after Rio, and I listened to
Yeah.
that. It is so heavily erotica influence, and I feel like that's where it's going, and just her life, and it's like similar to that time period. So that's what I have my fingers.
I mean, I feel like historically she's always done a version of this, right? Or at least with the good ones. I mean, going kind of Veronica Electronica, going back to Ray of Light, just kind of researching and listening to all of the demos that she did. At the very beginning, there was all this babyface stuff, which was very much like bedtime story, and then she kind of evolves it. And so I'm just like, take your time, girl, do your thing, because I don't want a rushed album. I want one that's going to last with us. I really think that this is an opportunity for her to I think she's probably really into herself right now and is going to create something really good. So take your time, do your thing, create the theme, do the whole thing properly.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I know we're all excited for it, but this is something that's going to last forever. So let's just do this properly. And
Yeah.
she does this with every album. I mean, every album she takes her time to figure out and let it kind of organically get to the place that it needs to get to. Imagine Ray of Light being the babyface stuff. It was not evolved at all. And like she took it to such, I mean, even at the beginning parts of, and I know I'm going into Veronica Electronica before we should, but even if you take a look at like the early parts of the demos from Ray of Light, it evolved into this whole thing. She needs time to kind of process this stuff and figure it out and really come up with a strong thesis. And I believe that's probably what she's doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I saw that there was a rumor floating around again. We've gotten to that point now where we're just going to start seeing tons and tons of rumors coming out about the upcoming album. But Devil Wears Prada 2 is filming currently in New York. And there's rumors going around, one, that Madonna is going to have a cameo, and two, that the new music will premiere with the movie because it'll be on the soundtrack. So my thoughts on that was, one, I would love to see her do a cameo in this. Like she could
Mhm.
have had lunch with Miranda or something and they're saying goodbye. Like it would just be a fun return to her like her being in a feature film. Two, I'd love to see her have a song on the soundtrack, but I certainly hope that we don't have to wait until 2026 to hear her music. However, if she's looking for a really great marketing hook to elevate the awareness of this album, premiering it with Devil Wears Prada 2, because there's going to be so many eyeballs on that movie, is a great partnership, I think. And I think that would be a really great way to elevate her awareness of her new album. And it's kind of fun that their Devil Wears Prada is doing a sequel, Madonna's doing a sequel, and it's both 20 years after they both were originally involved as well. So I think it's fun. I think I would love to see it, even if it's fake. I would still, I think it's a great idea.
I
If we
just
if
don't
we look
see. I don't see Madonna stepping in front of a camera that she doesn't own and control. You know what I mean?
Ding, 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 ding.
Well, I mean, hey, if Meryl Streep's there, I mean, maybe Madonna will, get her hair and makeup people, and she'll feel comfortable.
And have Ricardo direct the film.
Yeah.
I was
Man.
just going to say that if there was ever going to be any music, it would probably be separate to this album, and maybe it's like one of the stuff that she's been working on separately. Like, you gotta look at her patterns, right? Like
Hmm.
maybe there'll be a separate song. So like, I think it's a great idea. I totally think it's a rumor. I don't know if there's any kind of truth to any of it, but if it was to work out in Madonna fashion, she has her album, and then she'll throw one of the ones that don't make it onto it, or she'll do a song specifically for that, and amazing
Love that.
if that's going to be.
Yes, make that happen. Yes, so that's my new wish list is a new Madonna album, Confessions 2.0, as well as a new completely different song for the Devil Wears Prada 2 soundtrack. Yes, I love where you're going with this, Jason. And maybe that's what her and Stuart are doing. They're doing like a new song for that. They've already finished Confessions 2, but we shall see. I don't know.
I don't think
Although,
so.
did you? Okay, so there was a hefty debate going on in the comments section of the post because I had posted the picture of her walking on that street in London, where there's like nobody around, and I was like, "What time of day is this?" Now, some people were arguing it's first thing in the morning. It's the stores haven't even opened yet. There's nobody on the. Other people were saying it's Sunday evening. All the stores have closed, and I can tell by the sun that that's where the blah blah blah. So I don't. I mean, I often think it's probably first thing in the morning because her and Stuart were up all night recording, and she left at like 5:36 in the morning, and the sun was just coming up, and that's why there's nobody on the streets.
It's also the photo app on your phone now deletes everybody from the background.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
I
feel like
mean,
I don't think we're.
she told him get rid of those people, and he deleted all of them.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, come on now.
they delete half of her body on all those photos anyway, so.
God.
I think she probably was. My take is that it was post studio, early in the morning, possibly. But I could
Oh,
also
she had recorded
see.
all night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how she does
That's
it.
believable. That's the only way she's up that early.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Literally, that's there's no reason why she would be up at 6 a.m. Unless she was coming out of a club or she was finishing recording.
Hmm.
And I think one of my comments was, if that was me in New York, I'd be going to Copelia at that time. So that's just how it works.
I still think he just got on the little phone and deleted all the people.
Maybe. I don't know. I
That's
kind of
what
feel
I
like.
do when I take pictures now. When I'm like, oh, and I take a picture and there's like three people in it. I'm like, ew, delete, 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 and it vanishes them.
Yeah,
It's
that I
great.
know, Ben. You did that to me. It's okay. It's fine. You disappeared me in one of your photos. That's fine. I get it. That's fine.
Maybe I don't. The
Um,
phone does it for me. I don't have to think.
yeah.
Right.
So Veronica Electronica was just released to streaming and vinyl this past Friday. Back in 1998, during a conversation with Kurt Loder for MTV News, Madonna mentioned that Veronica Electronica would be the remix Odyssey record that as soon as she could get William Orbit out of his hotel bed and get him back into the studio that they would work on. But years later, that never came to fruition. Doesn't seem to be any involvement from William Orbit on this because he took to Instagram on a now deleted post from his Instagram where he trash talked to saying it could be something better. There's a lot of division happening right now over Veronica Electronica. There's a large part of fans that are ecstatic that it's here. But there are some fans, yes, Ben's raising his hand, but there are also some fans who are not seeing the point of having this out because it's remixes that have been around since 1998. Ben's freaking out right now. But for those of you who are not watching. So we're going to have a little talk about it. On the track list, it's an EP, so there's only about 8 tracks. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Drown World, Substitute for Love, Ray of Light, Skin, Nothing Really Matters, Sky Fits Heaven, Frozen, Power of Goodbye, and Gone, 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 which is not an official Ray of Light track, but leaked, I believe, back in 2002. So we've sort of had that around, but now it's officially on streaming. What do we think about Ben? Let's go to you because you're team pro Veronica first. Let's hear the good.
So also, I just want to point out Gone, 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 what we were talking about earlier with like the phases of erotica and the phases of Ray of Light. Jason mentioned the baby phase. then it flipped to Rick Knowles and Pat Leonard, and Gone Gone Gone, along with several of the songs that actually made it
Mm-hmm.
onto the album, was a Rick Knowles collaboration. And it's that, so it's like that weird poppy, not really techno, but obviously it got remixed, et cetera, et cetera. So, okay, I don't think this is the version of Veronica Electronica that was intended in 1999,
Yep.
like at all. But I think the concept lingered. They saw a really interesting marketing opportunity. But as a writer and a creative person, I find it very interesting because you often write different versions of things, you create different versions of things. You publish a poem in a journal and you rewrite it for the book, and then sometimes you rewrite it again for the collected works. And so the concept, I see it less as a remix album than I do a revisitation of the themes and the vibe and the late 90s.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like, it's not, yes, it's an EP, it's not an album, but it's not really a remix album. It's sort of like an appendix almost for me. It's like a new chapter in a book that you really love. And so I'm fascinated by the choices. There's a couple of newer, right? The Drowned World and the Skin remixes are considered newer, even though apparently they've been heard on YouTube well before this. The others definitely are in the 90s, like the Frozen and the Nothing Really Matters and
Sky Fits Heaven.
Power of
Power of
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Those, I mean, oh my God, that drum and bass remix. Oh my God, I can't even with that. So I guess I liked it because it's sort of a revisitation of the themes with the big songs, and it kind of left out some of the other, like that was a conscious choice not to just do the whole album, to only do certain songs. And it does tell a story in and of itself and creates a through line. And it's like a form of musical time travel that it really resonates with me. Ray of Light, I go back and forth between erotica, Ray of Light being like my Madonna eras. And I think I posted this on the socials. Like Madonna gays of a certain age, like are going to, Veronica Electronica has the potential to hit them in a very specific kind of way because we were like in our early 20s and it was all about sort of discovering yourself or rediscovering yourself. And it's funny, I was talking about this at somebody at the poetry reading because it was like they were talking about all the progress that we've seen since 1998 and how we're backtracking it. So revisiting Ray of Light through these remixes is like a weird form of revision that feels pertinent right now, even politically. So I don't know. It gave me all the feelings that I needed from such a project, and it feels additive, not revisionist. And that's important when you're thinking about your body of work. So,
Tony, thank you for that, Ben. I love that.
Yeah.
Tony, give us a rebuttal on this. What are your thoughts on Veronica Electronica?
The thing is that I loved every single remix that came out of Ray of Light. I owned them, I went and bought them as soon as they came out. So I've lived with these. This is not necessarily new to me. We got a new photo and it got packaged, but the issues I have with the packages is that the songs are edited and when I listened to it, it sounded great, but then I went and made a playlist with all of the actual remixes for those songs that I loved. I do like Skin, the collaborative remix, and I like Gone Gone Gone, but I just made a whole new playlist, a whole new Veronica Electronica, if you will, of just the remixes that I liked with their original length. And that's it. There's nothing else to say about it. I'm not going to buy the vinyl. I'm glad that it's all streaming and that people can listen to it, but I love what Ben says. It does hit differently to hear it, through your phone on your headphones or whatever, but at the same time, it doesn't feel special because I've always had those remixes in my
Sure.
phone,
Yeah. Yeah. Jason, what are your thoughts on Veronica?
So I kind of take both sides here. I agree 1,000% with everything both of you have said. So first off, I always start off by literally being grateful anytime she releases something. So
Hmm.
because the thing is, it's like Christmas, right? Like we get it. We're super excited. There's the whole lead up to it. It's pure entertainment. So I'm always grateful for it. Then as a fan, you go through the process of what we're doing right now, which is to kind of like, and she's kind of taught us to be like this, to be analytical, take a look at, break it down, take a look at it from different angles. So and I will say this two other points before I go into that. One is I'm a vinyl collector. I have a very extensive Madonna vinyl collection. It's quite good. And I love seeing this stuff that's the exciting part because it would remind me of being a kid going to a record store and seeing a Madonna record come out. And it's like,
Yeah.
if you're a vinyl collector, specifically of Madonna, there is something super powerful about the artwork. So put that aside. I think the other thing too that is part of the Veronica Electronica lore, the story behind all of this is that I sort of took Veronica Electronica and all the times that she would talk about it in the 90s as it's almost kind of like I feel like she said it in like the media, and I don't know if there actually was anything ever going on. Maybe it was something that they talked about. So I
Mhm.
love that she referenced it because it's kind of this thing that hardcore fans know about, people who have been there from the beginning understand this. So to see it on vinyl when they're actually going through the archives of all of the Madonna stuff now, they're re-releasing stuff. I think it's a very fun way that she kind of makes acknowledgement to that thing that could have been just story. I don't know.
Mhm.
Um, with all that said, sometimes when I would listen to it, and I listen to this stuff on shuffle sometimes, I've been kind of putting the remixes together because to Tony's point, this stuff has all been available, so none of this is new. There's something kind of chaotic about it. Like I loved Frozen and I loved The Power of Goodbye. I don't love the remixes of them, and I'm sure a lot of people can attest to this too. It was a time in my life when I would go to the clubs and I remember hearing Frozen, and it probably was the Victor Calderon remix before any of it came out. And it was just at a club and it was like theatrical. And she said in an interview back in Toronto back in 98, there's like electronic music, and she wanted to bring the vulnerability and the emotion to electronic music because otherwise it's just computers and synthesizers. So I feel as though what it does more than anything, it kind of shines a light on that because right now, the kids are really into EDM and they're really into
Mhm.
electronic music. It's kind of got this whole thing coming back again. The 90s is having a full resurgence. So I love that this is happening. And I love exactly what you said, Ben, which is just this kind of spotlighting what she's done with electronic music and her take on it. And I think it really just, even though I don't love some of the remixes, I just love what this does for us as a fan. And I think this is her renaissance. This is
Mhm.
where she kind of really, really emerged and just took it from a whole other perspective. So I'm really kind of between both. I listen to it because I love it. I love the concepts. I love I love the Skin remix. I think that's one of the best things ever. Um,
Hmm.
and I'm also just like I just fast forward through or whenever I skip over Power of Goodbye because it's such a beautiful song. And I'm kind of just like, oh, I get it. It's electronic music, but I don't love it. It just feels kind of like jarring to me.
Mm.
But I really respect what this is, and I love that it's out, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I am always a fan of the 90s. I miss the 90s more and more as I get older. I'm always just like, oh, can we please just time travel back to the 90s? Uh, I am always happy to revisit Ray of Light because it was such an amazing era of Madonna's when it came out. I'm so happy that we got to live through that as fans, to be around when that was coming out, like to hear each song as it rolled out. I mean, I'm forever grateful. That was the first time I got to touch Madonna was 1998 at the Roxy, and I got to be there when we'd only heard Frozen out on the radio, and she premiered Shanti, Sky Fits Heaven, and the 10-minute full version of Ray of Light. And we had never heard those songs before. So it was such a special, wonderful moment. And I love that, yes, this storied fable of Veronica Electronica is now sort of like in existence, even though, as we know, all of these remixes and Gone 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 have been, you've been able to find them. I mean, I like Tony, I went out and bought every single remix CD that she put out for each single. So I've had all of these
From
remixes.
every country.
Yeah. And I've had the full length versions of all of those. And I think because I've sat with those remixes for 20 some years, I've grown to love those full versions. So the Drown World Substitute for Love version with BT and Sasha, that I think it's like 8, 9, 10 minutes long.
Yep.
It's so good because it's a journey that they take you on with that song. And to hear it shortened, I feel like we're sort of like doing a disservice to that remix. And so I think that's where my hesitation on like Jumping for Joy over this comes from, because some of the remixes that they chose to spotlight on the album are not my favorite. So like I would have preferred a different Nothing Really Matters remix because I like the one that she sort of did on tour on Celebration.
Mm-hmm.
Or same thing with like Frozen. I love the more like hands in the air, like more poppy friendly dance version than the one that they're doing the widescreen remix. So there's same thing like Ray of Light. I like the Sasha Twyla remix, but I like the William Orbit one that he did a little bit more. So like there's just little things about that. Obviously they couldn't have put the full version of all of these remixes on there because it would have been like a 2-hour remix album and they just can't fit that on vinyl. They don't want to do it. Gone Gone Gone. I love Gone Gone Gone. I think her vocals sound wonderful. I've always sort of been a little because it's a demo, the little skittering beats in the beginning, it's always been a little bit of a headache for me because I'm like, she would have corrected this if she had taken this down to a finished version. And I sort of would have loved to have heard what she would have done to a polished version of this. But it's a sweet song. And I think it's cute that we've gotten it as part of this collaboration. My thought on the timing of this came to me when Jason was just talking about dance music. And if you think about it, she's about to release what she's professing to be Confessions 2.0. And if she's making a sequel to a dance record of Confessions on a Dance Floor, what better way to put her back out into the people's minds of dance fans than to release some really great dance music from the 90s that she did. And so I thought that's a smart pivot.
It's a very good point.
You know, like
it's a really good point.
If you think in terms of marketing, this was a low lift for her and her team. They didn't have to create anything new, but it's dance music and it's applicable dance music. It's timeless almost. It doesn't really sound dated, even though it sort of does, but it's like a timeless sound of dance music. And the people who remix those remix those singles, it's great remixers. So I think it's a smart move for her.
I think it's a reminder of what she's done. Like this was going into the 2000s, right? Like she literally took dance music and she brought it to the forefront. I mean, other people were doing it, but she really made a commercial. And to your point, Stefan, it's just like it's a gentle reminder that she was doing great stuff. And I think anybody who was around and in the clubs at that time, you just really remember, you knew the minute a Madonna, remix was on, because it just changed the air in the nightclub. It brought everything back up. I mean, if you were in those nightclubs and, you were dancing to all that stuff, anytime one of the remixes from Ray of Light came on, it changed the air.
Oh yeah.
And it woke everybody back up. So, this is to your point, a great reminder to everybody who she is.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk for a minute though about it's funny that you talked about some of it sounding dated, because that drum and bass remix of Power of Goodbye, that was the only one I was like, oh, that sounds like it's stuck in time travel. And then I went on YouTube and started like nosing around like, oh, are the children listening to this kind of stuff? And I'm like, wait, drum and bass is like hot again? Like I was not aware, because I've been in the middle of like a crazy work project for weeks and moving. I didn't realize that like drum and bass is apparently having like a resurgence. Like,
but isn't that what Isn't that
I was
what
just gonna
Lourdes
say
is
that's
always
exactly
doing?
Lourdes's music is basically like
Yeah.
Gone, Gone, Gone and the Power of Goodbye remix. Like that's, I mean, it's a little not as, it's a little bit more quiet-ish, her music, but it's along those same lines.
And
But
she's
like
tapped
I'm
in,
not
right?
on
She's dialed
TikTok
in.
is yeah, but it's like is that also happening on TikTok? But I found like a whole bunch of YouTubes where like people are like posting drum and bass music and I was like and then it made me think, oh my God, it's like everything but the girl all over again. I'm like and Tricky and
Mhm.
all those people and
Mm.
I'm like, oh wow, this is
Well, that's never a bad thing, Ben. Everything
oh
but the
No.
girl,
I
never a
like
bad
I'm not
thing.
complaining about Goldie, Tricky, everything but the girl, like sign me up and like
Faithless, I mean,
just
come
give
on.
me a seat versus floor, like sure. But I was surprised. And so it sort of made me reassess like the presence of that choice, right? I was like, oh, okay, interesting.
Well,
Curation. It's
what's going on right now is this Tomorrowland festival that's happening in Europe. It's the one I don't know if you saw, like the stage went up on fire like 2 days before the
Mhm.
festival, and everybody's going there. When you talk to the younger generation, they're discovering this stuff in a new way, right? Like when you're in your 20s, if you're kind of falling into that category of love for music, drum and bass is new to them. It's these DJs are still playing new versions of this utilizing those sounds, and it's new. So I do think that this is timely. Again, I don't know if this was a conscious decision, like the way that we're breaking it down. I mean, it very well could be, but to the point of Lourdes is very dialed into the New York scene and probably internationally. She's DJing now. Rocco's been DJing. Like I'm sure these guys all are very aware, and she's very aware of what people are listening to. Oh, like obviously, like that's what she does.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a coincidence. I just think that this was again a really good reminder of her saying, "Yeah, and I did this X amount of years ago." You know.
Mm.
oh my God, somebody in the chat just brought up sneaker pimps and I am transported. That's
Oh,
all.
yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love that Sneaker Pimp song.
Uh the whole album, that whole air. Oh my God, we were so blessed. We were blessed.
I mean, but speaking of reminders, someone needs to remind Madonna that she still has the concluding chapter of bedtime stories that
Wow.
needs to be delivered.
Yes, I mean, I think we had mentioned it sounds like there's a rumor going around that there's a legal hang up and that we might not see the release of the bedtime stories unreleased chapter. So maybe that will become the new thing, like Veronica Electronica. Now the Veronica Electronica is out. Now the bedtime story unreleased chapter will just be the next lore. Like, oh, remember we almost heard an extra chapter. Where's
30,
that?
30 years
Yeah,
later.
30 years later, Madonna will be 90 and she'll be like, here you go, kids.
Oh, by the time she could be 90, she's going to be uploaded into the AI. Like, whatever.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, I fully
Already
believe
happening.
she's going for the full upload.
She's going to be like one of the robot taxis here in San Francisco.
Where you get trapped in a parking lot and it drives around in circles and doesn't let you get out.
Oh, those things are so much fun. You can like set the radio to Madonna radio and just like bop along listening to Madonna all over town.
It's
Wow.
very
No, I
Westworld. I know.
think
I saw
instead
you
of
doing that.
oh wow, instead of like the Whitney hologram or the Tupac, it's going to be the Madonna hologram, but it'll actually be her in the AI controlling it, continuing.
Mhm. Yeah.
I literally think that's what she's going to do. That's why she underwent those full body scans when she did those weird
Mhm.
NFT things. They are preparing to upload her. She's going to be the first eternal pop star. Mark my words.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
gonna show up in the car in front of you
Yeah.
in the theater, when you buy coffee, when you forget to tip somebody. I mean, it's like she's gonna show
What the
up.
fuck do you think you're doing? That's
Yeah.
exactly yeah.
Motherfucker. Oh,
Yeah.
that was
You'll
sick.
be able
That
to
would be kind of
pay for
funny.
her to just perform in your house in front of your
Yeah.
hologram screen.
Yeah.
Sounds
It'll be
good to
like,
me.
like in Blade Runner 2049, how what's his face has that like hologram girlfriend that
Yeah, the
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
walks
Anna
around
de Armas. Yeah.
like that that's what it'll be like. He just carries that little stick. What's it, Ryan?
Ryan
Gosling, yeah.
Ryan Gosling.
Mhm.
Oh my God, how did I forget Ryan
Oh
Gosling?
no, you'll be able to call her up for a fee and she'll come into your house and be like, "Can you do holiday tonight?" And she'll be rude to you. She'll be like,
Yeah.
"Bitch, I did that earlier for some asshole in Fresno." No. And like she'll just disappear and take your
Yeah.
money. And
Be like,
you'll just sit there in your decrepitness and be like love it completely. Oh my
be like,
God.
Siri, call Madonna hologram. Just be like, what do you want?
Yeah,
What do
yeah.
you mean it's not on the computer?
I
Oh
mean,
my God.
that'll be the what's well, my brain is not working tonight. What's the when when you can get celebrities to do a pre-recorded
The
message for
cameo,
you,
yeah.
a cameo.
Cameo.
It'll be the new cameo, right? It'll so like
Yeah.
you'll be like, oh, instead of like getting Madonna to record one or like doing a selfie with Madonna,
Right.
like you won't have to because she'll just beam into your house.
Right, and it'll
like,
cost you $1 million of your hard-earned Madonna
yes.
money.
there will be a
Yes.
fee, yes, or maybe you could do a
Yes.
subscription. So like Madonna's
No,
there, like birthdays, holidays. She'll
it'll
be
be a
there.
fee every
Yeah,
time. There will be no subscriptions. Don't get it twisted.
yeah, like remember the Madame X perfume?
Yeah,
Thousands of dollars.
yeah.
Yep.
I have
I,
one.
I don't remember what it smelled like though. What was the scent for that?
I couldn't
Not
afford it. I
very
think
good.
No.
I had it. I had it. It was in, yeah, it was not very, it was not good. It was very strong. I don't even know what I did with it. It's not a vibe.
You
One
used
thing
it to
about
get rid of
Veronica,
the squirrels in the backyard.
one thing about Veronica Electronica that I wanted to ask, I understand that there probably was no budget for this, like all the budget went into printing the vinyl, fine. But couldn't they have just had somebody mix it all together? Like
yeah,
one long mix?
Somebody just said that in the chat. Why isn't it remixed like Confessions on a Dance?
Oh, it was probably Jason who put that in the chat.
No, it was somebody named Starsha La Luna.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
When I
right.
first
Clever.
listened to it, I was thinking, wow, that was such a missed opportunity because it literally could have just taken like a minute of sequencing for each track, and there
Mhm.
you are.
Well, right. It could have been like You Can Dance, like it
Yeah.
just would have been like a continuous version of the tracks.
That would have
Had
cost money.
Yes.
no. Have a steer do it.
Yeah.
Isn't she
Oh,
the DJ? Like
Yeah, and
literally have the DJ do it. Hello.
Lola's a DJ, Esther's a DJ,
Well, or
Rocco's
just
a DJ.
they all have agents. They would have charged her.
They had
Get out of here.
Well, no, they could have just gotten the Madonna AI prototype to do it. They
Yeah.
could have just asked her, Madonna AI, can you please remix this in one continuous? And then AI would have done it for her.
She should really like
If
ask
she
us
was in the
first.
mood, though,
Yeah.
if she were
Yeah.
in the mood.
Yeah. She's not, though.
Consult with us.
She's focused on the new album, which is fine. I'd rather have this been an afterthought, and she's focusing more on the new album. So
Mhm.
I still think this was supposed to come out
on the
2 years ago for
the
the
25th
25th
the
anniversary.
25th anniversary. Yeah. That's what I think too. Yeah.
And just everything else that was going on with deciding to go on tour, it just got.
Yeah. They pushed it aside. Well, yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's no way they would have wanted to put this out at the same time she was on tour. There's no way.
Yeah, especially because wait, how many Ray of Light songs were actually on Celebration?
There was a good amount, right? That we had just Ray of Light. Was it just Ray of Light?
Just Ray of Light.
She did
Nothing.
rain in
Hello.
she did rain in San
She-
Francisco.
Rain
She
is a
opened with
rock.
Oh, Nothing Really Matters. Yeah, hello.
Nothing
Oh
really
yeah,
matters.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nothing Really Matters and Ray of Light. That's it, right?
No,
Yeah,
I got
it's
rain
like-
in San Francisco.
Yeah, I got Rain. We got Rain too. Yeah.
Oh, I got
Rain
Frozen
is
in
on
Toronto.
Erotica.
It was
Oh.
most.
What am I thinking? Yeah.
Oh, right. What are we
Okay.
thinking? Yeah. Oh my God.
We got
Madonna
we got-
fatigue.
I'm the only one sitting here having a cocktail, and I'm the one keeping it together.
Thank you for your
We got-
service.
Thank you, Ben.
we got Frozen in Toronto. So we had Nothing Really Matters, which was the most iconic of all.
Correct.
We had Ray of Light, and then some of us got Frozen. So that's not bad.
Yeah.
3.
Mm-mm.
It's pretty good.
But no,
How did I
yeah.
get Frozen and Rain mixed together?
It was definitely a erotica
Because she
heavy.
mixed them.
It was definitely a erotica heavy tour for sure.
Yes, which I appreciated greatly. Thank you, Mother.
Oh, and also today commemorates the 42nd
Oh my
anniversary
God.
of the first album.
first album. I was like, How is that possible? I'm like, I feel
We're
like
old. That's how it's possible.
So wait, the first album is 42. That means that I wasn't born yet when
Oh.
it came out.
Same.
That's what these
Whatever.
that's what these anniversaries are reminding me. It's just how young I am, you know.
Listen, I was alive because I was twirling with my gay uncle and all his little friends to those songs. I look back on that. They would play oh my God.
Think of
They
me.
were they were still all listening to that one Diana Ross record and other stuff. And then I remember the first time they played the Untitled, and it was the first time I ever heard the da 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 da, and like we were all upstairs in the bedroom. I mean, I'm like 8, and they're like 18 and 17 and 16, and we're all like twirling like a bunch of crazy
Yeah.
queens, and it was just the music was so infectious, and it was like the beginning of something. It was so crazy.
No,
So
I'm
crazy.
so old that I remember hearing Madonna on the radio before there were videos and not knowing what she looked like for a while,
Right,
you know?
Mhm.
And
right.
what did you think? What did you think she looked like, Tony? Like, did you
I
Oh,
like?
people thought she was black.
I thought she
No, I
was a
know.
no, I thought she was gonna be like Tina Marie or the Mary Jane Girls because
Mm,
that's what she sounded like. That's what the music sounded
right.
like. So I thought she was gonna be some like neo soul. They said she was from Detroit, so I'm like, okay, she's Diana Ross, maybe.
Mhm.
But yeah, I
So
mean, I
cool.
thought she was like a Tina Marie, you know, like funky white girl kind of thing.
Like Seduction, Cover Girls,
Well,
Johnny O, Cora, like the
yeah, the
freestyle
freestyle
artists.
girls, the ones
Wait,
who
Yeah.
don't get
Oh
we
my
any
God, not
respect.
seduction.
we have to check in on Ben. You okay? You like choked
Oh
there for
my
a second.
God. Cannot mention seduction and expose and all that on this podcast. I just lose it. Like
Cover
what even?
Girls. I mean,
Oh
come
my,
on. That music was
I
huge back in
oh,
the
know.
it,
You
80s.
know,
oh,
you
like,
wanted to go to the Funk Boutique. You know you did.
Yeah. Funk Boutique was an amazing song. Stop it.
no,
There was some good
no.
songs.
I had already progressed on to Like a Prayer and all that kind of stuff. And
Mm.
Jody Watley and people who actually had some artistry.
Yes.
Ah.
I like
Well,
Seduction. Seduction. She looked like Madonna. I was just like, yo, who's
Yeah, and
she?
she got a cease and
She's super
desist letter
cool.
too.
I heard about that. But she had that curly bob. She looks so good.
She had
Anyways,
all the
whatever.
looks from
which one was Michelle Visage in? Was that
the
That's
Madonna.
Seduction.
That's
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 Seduction?
Seduction.
seduction.
Okay,
She
she
was the
was in
she was the
Seduction.
She
blonde.
was the one that, yeah.
Yes.
Listen, her weird, like, I mean,
Obsession.
it's charming now, but her
Yeah.
obsession with Madonna
I mean,
was started early.
Yeah, and it had legal
that's
consequences.
that's rich. That's rich coming from all four of us, but that's fine.
I know.
Seriously, I mean,
No,
even her spoken word on that Clavillis and Cole song on the Bodyguard soundtrack.
yeah.
I was like, why is she trying to do this like funky version of Rescue Me? Like, girl, let it go.
She loves Madonna.
She
I love her
does.
for it. I mean,
That's the
seeing
only reason I like her.
did you guys I mean, as like a teenager watching Club MTV, Seduction comes out and she's got the thing, she's got the suit with like the cones sticking out. I'm like, really, girl? All right. That
Oh
was a
yeah.
very bold move. I love that. So
But
no one.
everybody copied Madonna.
Mm,
Oh
she was
yeah.
fashion. So like I don't know why
Mhm.
all of a sudden she gets a cease and desist because
I know.
she just looked like her. That
Well,
was the thing.
it was a little much.
It was
Ah.
good music. It was good
I would
Yeah.
love
music.
so Michelle Visage, if you're listening, or if any of your friends are, let's bring back Veronica Electronica.
Yeah.
We're counting on you.
Ben, what's happening in the chat? Is there any
Oh,
questions
just
or comments that we need to address?
not really. Everybody's just having a really good time and talking about what their favorites on Veronica Electronica. There was like a discussion about what if they remix Gone, Gone, Gone. I'm trying to find some of the responses, but I've lost it because it's going too fast. Um, yeah, just somebody loves Tony's hoodie. That's a recent.
Oh,
Yeah, it's because you can't get it anymore. Like it's like a rare Tony's got a rare item.
It has the original dates in order
Yes, the canceled Vancouver opening night that Liberty and I were supposed to go to.
before the
Same.
incident.
Yes, before we almost lost
And
her.
then somebody just posted that they randomly were on Staten Island the other day in the park where they filmed Papa Don't Preach. I'm like, that is really random.
Random. Come on. You went there
Okay,
on
it's
purpose. They went there
specific.
on purpose.
Hey,
We
Oh,
know.
there's
I
also
went there on purpose.
there's love for expose in the chat as
Yeah.
well. We
Justice for
should
expose. Justice
we're
for expose.
well, I'll give them the It Takes Two. That was a fun little
Oh
bop.
my God, it's so good.
That's seduction. That
That's
was seduction.
seduction.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
and
yeah.
apparently people didn't realize that Michelle was in Soul System, which was the band after CNC Music Factory that had one track they ever released. It was on the Bodyguard soundtrack because then they disbanded it because Clavillis and Cole went off to produce songs on Mariah's second album, Emotion.
I'm sorry. When did this become a seduction Michelle Visage
Whatever.
podcast?
I mean, I
It's
could
so-
talk about it all day.
Sidebar.
You and me both. Because it's so
Same.
like it's because again, it was like that Vogue came out and all the Pettibone remixes, and then it just like perpetuated after Blonde Ambition. So
there was
crazy.
a lot of copycats. I mean, I was gonna say there was a lot of copy. It was. That's what it was. It was like Madonna was so behemoth that that record companies were desperately trying to recreate that sound, that same vibe. So you were getting all of these offshoots of people trying to duplicate that sound and that music. And
yeah, that radio-friendly house music with a female voice that wasn't a black woman's voice. You know?
Yeah.
Right, because all the house music because I've been going back into like oh my God, what is his name? This Is How It Started. My dreams were broken hearted. Like from the mid 80s, like all those original, like really jamming house tracks. And like, anyway, I've been going down that rabbit hole lately. But somebody just asked, do you remember the bootleg Junior Verse remix of Frozen? I wish that could be officially released. I don't remember ever hearing that. Do you people with all the CD singles remember that?
I remember it was released like as a promo vinyl, but it was never put on
like commercially released.
Yeah, it was never on the CD. Yeah.
I know. I always wished, like sometimes that would happen. You'd be out and you'd hear something in the club and it wouldn't be available to get anywhere. And it was one of those like promo only, which pissed me off.
I know.
Because I was like, why are you not making this available? Like, it just
like Impressive Instant, which years later ended up as an edit.
Yeah.
But
now the kids don't go to the clubs. They hear it on TikTok when the DJ plays it on TikTok. So I guess it's the same. It's just a different shape. So,
I mean, I think, other than the fact that like it was fun to see Diplo spin, I think that was one of the most fun was to sort of see what was ramping up the crowd. And, because it was ultimately a bunch of kids. I did feel like a chaperone at a school function. And,
oh, really?
Oh my God. I was like, I'm old enough to be everyone's dad here, but except for Diplo. Well, that was the only comforting thing. People were posting on social, Daddy Diplo. And I'm like, oh, good. I'm like, that doesn't make me feel so bad. I'm like, I'm around Diplo's age. But yeah, it was fun to see how like he was getting the kids to like get ramped up and what was exciting them. And but yeah, he was playing some old school tunes. I forget what it was but there were some old school tunes that like stuff from the 80s that he played Sweet Dreams Are Made of This. Like, and that got people revved up. And I was like, okay, good. They know. They appreciate. Yeah.
Fascinating.
All right. Well, unless there's any parting thoughts we have, any last dying comments to say about Veronica Electronica? I feel like after 27 years.
It was worth the wait. I'll add, I was never the singles person. So like you guys obviously had the singles that heard these remixes. I didn't hear them until YouTube existed and people started posting that kind of stuff. Like on the old message boards in like the late 90s, the early 2000s, you could attempt to download some of that. People would post them. I never bothered because I was like, oh my God, I don't have time for that. But like the advent of YouTube and then of course streaming like gave me access to that kind of stuff that I didn't hear because I couldn't afford to go purchase all the singles. And so I maybe that influences why it feels, even though even I can admit it's none of it is like fresh per se, but I just think like even the choice to put them in the order that they're in on the album and not resequence them to tell a different story, so it is supplemental to the original story. And for
Mm-hmm.
me, I've always felt like the sequencing on Ray of Light was perfect.
Yeah.
From
Hmm.
start to finish, it was perfection, and it tells a story that you enter with all the questions, and you go through joy at different points. You go through sadness at different points, and then you have the sorrow of Mer Girl. So even
Mm-hmm.
exiting Veronica Electronica with Gone, 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 once again, we exit with sadness after we
Yeah.
entered with questions. And so whether or not that was just like okay, yeah, do it this way, there wasn't any thought put into it. It feels like there was thought put into it, if only because it inherits the programming of the original body of work, which was absolutely purposeful. And
Mm-hmm.
so I
Hmm.
do
I love
appreciate that.
that.
So
I love
Ben,
that so
basically,
much.
basically, what you're saying is that you feel like you've just got home.
No, I feel like I ran from the house. My mom is dead, and she was a runner. And I finally went to her grave, and now she's gone, 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 and it's all fine. That's what I think. Okay, that was kind of morbid, but it made me
Yeah, a little
laugh.
bit, a little bit. You needed to get through that, so that's okay.
I mean, my last thought is like, why has to be forgotten? I
Mm.
mean,
I would have loved to have had a remix of Has. Well,
yeah,
so that's I think
Oh, that would be
one
hard.
of my only thoughts is I would have loved to have heard some new remixes of these songs. What's the fresh take on some of them? Because there's so many innovative remixers out there that could have obviously that would have cost them money. They probably didn't want to spend the money, but it still would have been fun to sort of heard a fresh take on
yeah,
some of these. I know that some people had mentioned that they were sad that they didn't get William Orbit involved in some way, shape, or form. I don't know if William Orbit one would have been able to focus. I think
No, he
from
has
what we
turned
know,
into crazy grandpa.
yeah,
Like, just let
yeah,
that poor man be.
yeah,
Like, oh my
from
God.
from what we heard, Madonna was the ringleader, and she was the brilliance of Ray of Light is that she was able to contain his lightning in a bottle and organize his chaos. And I think that's like people are giving William Orbit the kudos for that, but that was Madonna because
yeah,
we all know what the song sounded like when it was originally produced with Patrick Leonard. And yes, William Orbit brought a very unique sound, but Madonna clearly was the shepherd or what like she was
yeah.
getting
The
everything.
orchestrator
Yeah,
of it,
yeah.
yeah. Because I mean, really quickly after Ray of Light, every pop star worked with William Orbit, and nothing stood out the way that it did like Ray of Light. So,
It's
you're
oh
right.
yeah, William Orbit. It basically just repeated the Ray of Light sound
Yeah.
over and over and over again.
The
Like
blips and the beeps
listen
everywhere.
to that Pink album that came out after Ray of Light,
All
All
Saints.
Saints. I mean, I love what's it,
Yeah.
Pure
Pure
Shores.
Shores. Yeah.
I love that song, but I mean, it's kind of repetitive, and although I would people do want to have Madonna work with William Orbit again, I don't know if that's a smart idea because I think she's the stuff that he did with her in music is okay, but like I'm glad that they've sort of like she's moved on from there, and I'm excited to hear Confessions 2.0.
Yeah.
So who knows? But um, Ben, yes, what I saw a heavy
I,
breath. Was there something
I
coming?
just poor William.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
Some of
he's
his,
got his Ray of Light residuals. He's fine. He's fine.
yeah, and
He's not
he's
pork.
good.
He's not pork.
This is the thing about social media and like people being on it who probably should be, and just, uh,
Yeah.
God bless.
On that
I
note,
guess well, I was just gonna say a final note was that, we're so if you were lucky enough to hear any of these songs in a club, I mean the thing that we talked a lot about other artists and how they've been inspired by Madonna. I don't think anybody is ever as vulnerable or leaves so much in her art than Madonna does, which is why we are able to dissect 40 plus years of her music. I think
yeah,
that's a big part of her legacy is that she truly leaves such a deep part of herself in her music. And, if you go back to like hearing her in a club, it's so breathtaking to hear her voice come out against drums and beats and
hmm,
stuff. And we're all very lucky to have had this moment to have been present in this moment if you were around for it or if you liked her at the time because there's all these different eras in music and I don't know, we're just so fortunate to have had this one.
Hmm.
yeah. Oh, for sure. And I mean, obviously, next month, Madonna's birthday. There's tons of Madonna parties happening in honor of her birthday coming up. So if you're in town where there's a Madonna party happening, go check it out because it's fun to hear Madonna out and about with other people and dance. I
Hmm.
know Madonna Fan Party is being held in October. I think it's October 11th. That's whatever the second Saturday in October is. So if you're in London, go check out Madonna Fan Party. And looking ahead, whenever this new album comes out, I will definitely be making sure that I try to go out somewhere and listen to it out in large speakers because the music sounds so much better when it's not
Hmm.
just like in your
It really
earbuds.
does.
It's
The
just so
kids,
fun to hear it out,
yeah, the kids can't. You mentioned that 10-minute remix of Ray of Light earlier. Williams, the children listening, if there are any children listening, like if they ever invent time travel, take your ass back to a club like June of 1998, just so you can go to a club and hear that song in a club. Hopefully, you're rubbing up against somebody and making out with them.
you know?
It's the best 10 minutes of your life.
Yeah.
Make sure
That
you wear a condom, though.
Back then, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
take your prep with you or whatever.
Yeah. Well, remember, everybody, you can find us on all social platforms at MLVC Podcast. If you'd like to donate to the show, we're on Venmo at MLVC Podcast, or click the like button on YouTube and donate via Super Thanks. If you've not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, tick that subscribe button so you never miss a video. Until next time, everybody, nothing really matters. Love is all we need. Guys, thanks for hanging out. This has been so much fun. Stay where you're at. We're gonna kiki in the post show. That's where all the scandal happens. Shh. Yeah. Now we have to stop the